So there is a silent killer absolutely destroying your eBay profits, and I think this video today is going to be an incredibly powerful one for you to improve your eBay business if you're up and running. And if you're not yet selling on eBay and you're thinking about it, well, you're going to get off on the right foot if you follow these steps. Now, there's three elements that make up this silent killer that we're going to be talking about in today's video. So I want to break down what those three elements are, but I also want to show you exactly how to make sure you maintain and improve the situation moving forward, so you never get into the position that we're currently in today. So let's go through it one by one. We'll walk through what these elements are that I'm speaking of. Now, before we jump in, I am feeling a little bit generous. I'm actually going to be giving away a Kami to one of you guys that are subscribed to this YouTube channel. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. It's worth $50 and it's got a sell-through rate of 50% as well. So you can count this one as a guaranteed sale on eBay. And I'm happy to send it out to somebody that is subscribed to the channel. So all you need to do is just comment the word subscribe, and then obviously go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and you'll be in the draw. I'll pick it next week. So Kate is madly going through all of our DVD tubs. Everything here, 25 tubs, is DVDs, and what we've come to realize is that a lot of them are partial season sets. They're not complete series, and they've sat around for quite a while. So Kate is, well, going through everything, and she's checking first of all to see if it's actually on eBay, because a lot of the times after a while eBay just automatically deletes listings without you even being aware of it. And what have we got? We've got a few there that aren't listed.
Just aren't listed, and they're probably not even full season sets anyway. So
that's a good example. Friday Night Lights, we've got the final season, we've got the third and the fourth, so we might have listed that up as season 3, 4 and 5, and then it's just vanished.
yeah,
It's not on eBay.
hasn't sold in the space of what, 30 to 60 days?
Well, years probably
Longer.
for that listing. We want to make it a 30 to 60 day listing, but it's probably been up there for a really long time. What else have we got on this table?
Underbelly.
Is all of the listings here vanished?
Yep.
So all of these that we're seeing here, Kate has pulled out and checked eBay, and it's no longer on eBay. So this is a big problem. Okay, our next silent killer is items that we find are still on eBay, but they haven't sold. Typically because we probably priced them up for too much money. So this is our example that we've got here. What was that one listed up for?
That was listed up for 45, and it's series 1, 2 and 4, so it's not, it's missing a season.
It's not complete, but it's a great TV show, Voltron. We've got Voltron, Defender of the Universe. That collection's, it's kind of like a season set. It's 20th anniversary edition. There's a lot of reasons to say that this should be an item that we keep on eBay, because it's just a cool item. We could have a look and see all the data on eBay to see what the sell-through rate is and all the rest of it, which, to be honest, I might just do just as an important exercise for you guys to see what's going on here. If I do a little bit of a screen record, I'm just going to type in the bare minimum, which is Voltron DVD. And that'll give us a big mix of Voltron DVDs. And we can see here that, volume 1, 2, 3 and 4 actually went on to sell for over $100, $110. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 sold for $111. And then that one there again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20th anniversary edition. We have exactly that.
Yeah.
But obviously we're running
just
into
missing
issues. Yeah.
Collection 3.
We're missing collection 3 and collection 5. So we had this listing up for $45,
Yep.
which, to be honest with you, I think that's actually a good price. But it hasn't gone on sale, so we're going to reduce the price down to $35. And it says it's got 15 days left to go, but you could end and relist this one. I actually might do that. I'm just going to do the end and relist strategy, which we're going to talk about a little bit later on in this video. I'm just going to give it a new item number. I don't know how many days this has been listed up for, but a $35 listing price with that price drop is the way that you sort of counteract these stale listings. You need to get some form of new activity happening. And even though they haven't vanished, that's still a really good listing at a great price. So with a small little pricing change, that item may now go on to sell really quick. So I'm interested to see how that Voltron goes, because we've done the end and relist strategy on it. We've reduced the price on it. So now we've given it a fresh 30 days to try and generate some good return for us. So the third silent killer that I want to talk about is deleting stock that's worth less than $20. or it has a really low sell-through rate. You can build up your store on eBay with a ton of stock that is really poor from a sell-through rate perspective, or it's really poor from an average sale price perspective. And when you have a massive inventory lot of stock that's actively listed and it's 40-50% worth less than $25, you're not going to get a great sell-through rate because a lot of those products take an absolute age to sell and they don't make you that much profit to begin with. Now, I've got a bit of a tub down here that I need to go through, which is a lot of stock that was from my old action figures that I used to try and sell. This is when I was doing poor sourcing and I was accepting listings that just were not worth a lot of money. All right. So this is a really good example of an item that I have listed up onto eBay to try and get it to go on to sell, and it's just not a great quality product. We've got a Funko Pop here that is loose, and I have listed this up for $19. It's been up for 57 days. It's got 15 views and 0 watches at $19 worth of a listing price. So that's going to need to get shipped off in a small padded mailer. That's going to cost $8.92 to ship off. After fees and cost of goods, we're only going to be making at least $5 at most, right? $5 profit. So that's an item there that we're going to go ahead and just simply end the listing on. And we're not going to be relisting that up again at any stage. That one is just completely gone. And we'll go and take it to a flea market or a garage sale. So that's a really big silent killer, guys, because if you've got a bunch of stock worth, you know, $19, $20 odd that you're going to have to maintain, you're going to be sinking a lot of time into trying to manage and maintain that set of inventory. And it's going to do absolutely no favors to you on a profit front. So make sure you sweep your store, get rid of anything that's worth less than $20 and only deal with the stuff that's worth, well, at least an average sale price of $50. So we've caused this for ourselves because we've chosen to do nothing to these listings over the last 6, 12, 18 months, potentially multiple years, which is what we're going to get on top of today. We're just going back through and assessing, okay, first of all, if it has vanished, what's the situation that we're going to do moving forward? And we're either going to relist the item or we're going to go ahead and not relist the item at all. We're just going to simply leave it in a pile that we're going to put into Facebook Marketplace and sell it off for $1 a piece just to get it out the door, because we don't want to be listing products that are worth less than $20. And if we've got partial season sets of TV shows like that Friday Night Lights, that's probably the reason why it hasn't sold. It was a poor product to begin with. So we're really getting strict on what is deemed to be a great listing on eBay. And you guys need to be doing that too. You need to be assessing your eBay store and having a look at things and saying, well, if it's vanished, is it actually an item that we should be putting back up onto eBay? Does it sell for over $20? Is there some really good sell-through rate on the item? And if there isn't, then it goes into a pile that becomes a Facebook Marketplace pickup. This isn't just about the DVD category either, because we've got a lot of video games on this wall right here, and I've looked out all of these games here which don't sell for $20. They sell for less than $20, and there's about, well, I think it's 180 all up. So we've got a lot of PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, Nintendo DS, and I've put them on Facebook Marketplace this morning for $700, and it's sold within 25 minutes. So that's going to be picked up for $700 in cash. It was never something that was anything more than maybe $3 to $4 worth of profit, and we've been able to sell them off for $4 each. So we could have maybe made ourselves an extra $300 if we ended up selling them all on eBay, but you would have to wait for 180 sales to come in to be able to get that extra $300, where you can sell it all off in bulk. It doesn't fit our metrics of $20 or more, so $700 in cash to reinvest into better $20 type products, or $20 or more type products, I should say. That's just a smarter way of going about managing your inventory. Now, I'm using our finance tracker Flippedit to do this next step, which is a really important one to just constantly maintain. At least once a week, you should be doing this. And there's a really nice feature here with Flippedit where I'm on the active listings page over here, and I can go across to length listed, and I can see here there's a lot of listings all listed up on the very same day. There's 50 right there on that page, first of all, and it's 196 days worth of length listed. And we really want to be trying to keep all of our listings to between 30 to 60 days, no more than 60 days worth of active listing time frame. So we need to get all of these outdated listings back up and running on eBay. So all I do in Flippedit is I just copy the title, I go across to eBay, I go to listings active, and then I just copy it basically into the search bar. If I paste it into the search bar, it will appear right there. There's my listing, $29.99. Now, on the listing here, it will say that it's got time left, 15 days, 6 hours and 24 minutes. But nowhere does it have any representation of how long it's actually been on eBay, yet Flippedit is telling us it's been up for 196 days. So without Flippedit, I would be lost as what to do. But first of all, I know here that this is my most alarming listing and I need to do something about it really quick, or else we're going to run into the trouble where it becomes a vanished listing in a couple of months' time. So on this one here, I'm going to show you as an example a price drop scenario where I'm saying I want to continue to sell it. It's $29.99. I've still got room to wiggle before I get down to my $20 minimum price point. So I'm going to make it $24.95. I'm not doing any comp checks. I'm just simply dropping my price, and I'm going to go ahead and click the box and then select end listing. When I end the listing, it doesn't completely delete the listing. It just takes it through to listings ended. Now I've got a few listings endeds in here because I'm madly going ahead and deleting all of our books. I'm no longer selling books on eBay, and I've got a ton of books here on the bookcase by my left-hand side. And I'll probably get, again, just like the video games, I'm going to put them onto Facebook and sell them off for $1 a piece. But what you do here for this process is you go into the listing, you find it again, and then you click Sell Similar, and then you put the listing live again. What that does is it creates a brand new order number for the listing. Not an order number because it hasn't sold, a new item number. And in the eyes of eBay, eBay now sees this Pat Mesiti number of listings. When we go ahead and we go back to listings active, you'll see the time frame has changed. But you'll also notice, it might not show up because I haven't got my customized filters. Oh no, it does. That item number right there is a different item number because of the action that we just did. And then over here, we've now got 30 days, 23 hours, and 59 minutes. In the eyes of eBay, it's as though I've just listed this item up for the very first time. So if I go back to Flippedit here and I just do a bit of a sync, once this syncs up, you'll see that the Pat Mesiti listing length listed has swapped over immediately without me needing to do anything apart from hitting this sync button. It's moved from 196 days to 0 days, and then I just continue to work my way through the list to make sure that I've obviously got all of my listings with at least 60 days worth of a maximum listing time. So we've got a lot of work to do because I've obviously got a lot of listings here in my eBay store that aren't quite at that number. So as you can see there, 0 days length listed on the Pat Mesiti DVD. So that one is completely done. But what we do need to do is go to death pile here, and I do need to, if you guys are using Flippedit, you'll need to do this process as well. We've got the cost of good there at $6, and if you have a look at the active listing, it's $0 when you do the end and sell similar. So you do need to go into the death pile, and you just need to go mark as active, and then you create it to an existing listing, and you just type in Pat, and you'll see here Pat Mesiti is what we want to be linking it to. So we mark that as active. And then from there, it deletes out of your death pile, and in active listings, you'll see Pat Mesiti now has $6 worth of a cost of good. So that's just one little extra step that you need to do on Flippedit to get things back on track. But you'll see $6 cost of good, $24.95 listing price, and 0 days. I'll just keep separate all of these. So there you go. That's a really, really important step, guys. So we've got a bit of work to do ahead of us here on eBay, as much as we obviously got a lot of work to do with what Kate's doing, which is checking for a bunch of vanished listings. So how do you stay on top of this moving forward? Well, the first one is the end and the relist. If you're sticking with an end and relist strategy every single week on your stock, and you always check to see whether or not you've got a listing worth less than 60 days, then you're going to be fine, because eBay's not going to vanish a listing that's only been up for 60 days, and you're never going to run into this stock take nightmare that we're experiencing right now. The second one, if you want to reduce the stale stock, well, you won't need to reduce stale stock because you'll sell it if you price up competitively right from the very beginning. Often I see with beginner eBay sellers, they're always shooting for the stars and trying to price their items up at the highest price point. This is a red flag, because when you're new especially, you're not going to have the item go on to sell for top dollar because you're not getting too many impressions and page views on your listing, so you're never going to be found first. You need some form of competitive advantage, and that is always going to be based on the price point that you choose to select your item up for. So you can eradicate this whole need to reduce price on stock by just simply pricing it up competitively. You'll get it to sell within 30 to 60 days straight away. And then thirdly, if you just simply stop sourcing items that are worth less than $20, you'll never have to choose to delete items out of your eBay store like Kate's doing, because you'll only source the great quality product only. And we know that that is the item that goes on to sell fastest anyway. So why are we playing with stock that's worth $10, $15, $20? Let's eradicate that and delete that out of our store and only focus on the best quality stock only, which generally speaking has a sort of a $50 plus average sale price. And we speak about that a lot, but you do need your bread and butter items, but make sure your bread and butter is no more than $20 or less. So you're wanting to average out at about 50 bucks. And fortunately, we do have a number of items that go on to sell for over that $50 amount every single day with this eBay store. So it's not all doom and gloom. You want to be just making sure you're doing all the right things, but if you're doing the poor things, you want to try and eradicate them as quickly as you possibly can. Remember guys, Akami is up for grabs. I promise I didn't break it just then. And if you're interested in working out what those sort of $50 products are that you should be focusing on, well, I've made a video with a bit of a breakdown about 10 sales that sold for us just recently on eBay. And they kind of all fit the metrics of what you want to be trying to find when you're going out and sourcing product to sell on eBay. So I think this video here is going to be really useful if you're not sure what products to try and source. So we'll see you over there for that one.